First of all, you can't build a life you love accidentally. Guys, you cannot build a life you love accidentally. In today's world, there's so much noise. There's too much noise. And most of us are living in autopilot now. Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, I'm Bonimpa Barbara Kagambo, formerly Birunji. We're now a Mrs. But welcome to the very first episode of Living with Intention series, a series dedicated to helping you live fully aligned with who God created you to be. I am so excited for this series, and even just sitting here filming this right now is me literally living with intention, because episode 1 was supposed to go up last week, and last week I feel like I reached the point where Job in the Bible was, of like, God, what is it? But I'm like, you know what, Barbara, you said you were going to do this, and maybe this is step 1 of living with intention and actually showing up for my community, sharing my thoughts with you, sharing my experiences. We're going to be very real here. This is not one of those series where we're just pumping you with information and educating you, but real conversations, real life experiences, and all the things that I've learned in the last couple of years of my life. So yeah, welcome to the channel, welcome to the series. I'm so excited. This is going to be weekly, every Wednesday on my YouTube channel, clips on my Instagram, on my TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, okay, now X, but basically across all my social media platforms, so be sure to follow. Intentional living is not about doing more, but doing what matters. It's about walking in alignment. It's about walking in purpose. It's about making choices deliberately and not passively. You know, it's walking in alignment with a clarity of purpose and making conscious decisions. And that is basically what this series is going to be about. We'll cut across family, marriage, friendships, entrepreneurship, career, life as a whole, health, fitness. Really, it's just everything Barbara, but living with intention. First of all, you can't build a life you love accidentally. Guys, you cannot build a life you love accidentally. In today's world, there's so much noise. There's too much noise. And most of us are living in autopilot. I'll share for me. I feel like this year, it's been a long while since I let things just take me by the wind. And mostly because I'm in a transition season, you know, getting married, having to move countries soon. It's a lot, story for another day. But I feel like this year, there's just so much noise. You know, you want to do the business, you want to do this, you want to start that, you want to start this. And for me, for the first time in a long time, I was not sure of the kind of life that I want, because the life I have right now is a life that I love, 1. But 2, this is a life that I planned and intentionally put in the steps to actually see it come to pass, you know. So there's so much noise, there's so much confusion. Maybe your friends are doing this, your friends are doing that. And you know, I don't know if about you guys and what season each of you is in, but I feel like as life transitions, you know, from junior high, high school, A levels, then you go to uni. So even the friends that you have, everyone is doing things at a different pace. You end up in different uni programs. You end up really hitting your milestones at different points. And then it's easy to just focus on everything that's going on. And let me not get started on social media, because, guys, with the doom scrolling, you get so sucked. I saw something that said, you are so busy scrolling your life away, watching other people's lives, and actually forgetting to live the life that you have. And I'm like, Barbara, wake up. Like, wake up. Yeah, so the last time, 2024, there's a bit of a testimony. 2024, I feel like I sat down and I visualized 2024, the kind of year that I wanted to have, everything that I wanted to achieve. And it's crazy that it actually came to pass. Now, 2025, we have just been letting the wind take me left, right, and center. I feel like things have just been taking me the way they want, and the results are not exactly what I expected. But then again, what did I really expect? Because I was just moving as the wind blows. Yeah, so that's just my personal experience of, you know, even my fitness goals. I started the year, you know, being more intentional with my fitness, walking more, skipping rope, and then I fell off. I mean, yes, there was health issues, but then when I got better, I was not intentional about my fitness journey. I started a certain course that is still looking at me. It's like, do you see me? Am I here? So really, that's just my personal example, and I feel like as I'm doing this series, it's really going to help me, one, be accountable, show up every Wednesday, living intentionally in terms of my content creation. And I really want to, if you're OGs here on the YouTube channel, you know I used to be really consistent a few years ago, and then I just dropped off. And then I'm like, what if I just stayed consistent? But here we are, living intentionally. When you are on autopilot, moving as things are taking you, not taking the intentional steps daily, and they don't have to be major steps, they could just be small things. The consequences of living a life without intention is burnout, regret, comparison, and I'm sure we've all felt one, if not all of the above. And I don't think that's a life worth living, you know. Because right now I'm just like, okay, maybe if I'm feeling a certain way in my body, maybe if I had been consistent with my fitness goals, if I'd been more intentional with my fitness goals, if it's applying for something, maybe if I had taken the steps, if I had learned this skill, that is regret. Like, you don't want to live a life of regret. I hate living a life of regret, and every moment I feel like there's a bit of regret, I just want to eat myself up. And I really try to live a life of intention. Two, comparison. Like I said, your friends are hitting different milestones at different points, but then you're so focused on looking at what everyone else is doing, and you're not being intentional with your own life. Because these results that you guys see, you know, we come on here on social media and we're like, testimony, I prayed and then God came through and then this happened, and then everyone is just like, wow, I want Barbara's life, I want your life, I want someone else's life. But you don't see the behind the scenes. Even when you pray, even when you're in alignment with God's purpose, you really have to be intentional with your actions every day to see that thing comes to pass. Foundations of living with intentions: we have clarity, we have courage, and consistency. One, you need to have clarity on who you are, personal identity, where you are and where you want to go, where you're going and who you want to be, you know. So that can only be found in the place of trusting God, of hearing Him, of seeking Him, of reading your word. We'll get deeper into that, how to find your purpose, how to be, you know, to find that clarity. Two, courage. You need to be courageous. I keep saying closed mouths don't get fed, you know. You need to be able to make the hard decisions and to show up. You know, you need to take the courage to chase after your dreams. I will say I did environmental engineering for my undergrad, but the life I've created since then has really been one from a place of clarity on what God wants me to do. Two, it takes courage. Like, even after you hear from God, it's one thing to hear from God, but then actually executing what God is actually asking you to do is like a whole other thing, you know. So it takes courage to show up. And then there's showing up, but then consistency. Now, consistency is where the clarity, the courage, consistency, once in a while I fall off, if I'm being honest, but then that's something we're all a work in progress, if we're being honest, right? So I showing up consistently, showing up daily to do the things you've set out to do. They don't have to be big things, but small things that build up, the butterfly effect. I cannot talk about living intentionally without talking purpose. I feel like I was talking to my sister last week, and she said at the end of hope is death. And I'm like, huh? Like, the moment you stop hoping, you are dead. And then I remembered another statement that has been said one way too many times. Many people die at 25, 24, but then they, you know, stay alive for the rest of their lives, but they're dead because that's when their dreams die. And I feel like the 20s is such a testing season, such a testing space. I like to call it the gray space of what exactly am I doing, because, you know, you're out of school, you're out of the structure, now you're out into the world. It's daily questioning, where am I existing, what's my purpose on this earth? And I'm excited for episode 2, so you guys better be excited. This was just a launch video. I have so much to share. I am so excited to be back to doing this, to living intentionally. I mean, I'm excited to just be speaking to you guys right now. It's been a while, honestly. I missed it. And I hope that this video starts something within your mind, starts something within your body, something within you to want more, to see more. I'll get into deeper details in the coming videos, episode 2. So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hurry and subscribe. If you have not connected with me on every other social media platform, Bonimpa Barbara, across all social media platforms, please go and connect. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2 says, write down the vision and make it plain. So next week, episode 2 of Intentional Living, we'll dive deep into clarifying your personal vision so that you stop drifting and you start living. If this has blessed you, if this has started something within you, share this video. Let me know in the comments, what does living with intention for you look like? What area of your life do you want to live with intention? What area of your life are you struggling with? And also, what conversations, what topics would you like me to share more on within this series? Otherwise, thank you for listening. This is step 1 of living with intention by actually showing up today to film. Yay me. And thank you for listening. See you next week. Don't forget to follow me across social media. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like, comment. Until next week, live with intention.